Here we are, guys. Where's my hippie dudes? So cool being up here. I think I'm echoing a little, so we're going to have to adjust a few things. And Bon Jovi was on. Boy, so pretty in jeans. I made that joke. They would have skinny pants. You boys should wear skinny pants. It's like wearing around a pair of tights. Some guys got it, some guys don't. 99.9% of you guys go back to jeans that fit differently. That skinny look it makes it look like everybody's trying to be maybe trying out for the part of the old boy wonder. Superman, Batman's sidekick Robin. He hated that role. It typecast him forever, and Batman too. Of course, we didn't see a need for 15 movies of Batman either, but they sure put him out there. It's for entertainment purposes only. I'm up here just to pretend like I'm amusing and somebody wants to talk to me. The shadow is just of me trying out the solar eclipse again. I need a production team in here. So somebody go, okay, turn her down. She's too loud. And I was playing with things yesterday, and I promise not to do that today. Um, I swear to God, I looked for stuff to report on current events. Uh, Even if I had found something I thought was interesting, I was like, I'm going to drop this one. Yeah, nothing interesting. Um, the Israelis did strike Iran again. I don't know where, but apparently the Iranians aren't too upset. They're not starting a war. You can't make this shit up. You just they're wanting to bypass the Senate somehow. The House is, and it would make the Senate obsolete. They could just disband. It's just, yeah, you can't make this up. So my husband knew that over the last week I've been a little annoyed at the fact that none of the news stations that I watch, and they do report the news, if you're watching the German news, the Swedish news, the Israeli news, the news out of India, I mean, they're telling you news. And the rest of these guys are out there, political talking heads that don't know shit from Shinola, as my father would say. Look that one up, I dare you. I got shy my weight. But so he went out, and I don't know if you can see them on camera. I'll try here. They're smaller than I thought. They're little ruby and diamond earrings, and he gave them to me this morning before he ran out to do some stuff. That's very sweet. He likes to surprise me. Like, no, it is not my birthday. It's not my anniversary. It's not anything. He just saw them and he thought that I would like them. The ruby and diamond is so cute, and it's the type of clasp that you put in your ear and you can close it. You don't have to add anything in it. And I prefer those because I don't worry so much about them leaving. And they do that. It's like, okay, let's try this girl over here, and they're just gone. I don't know where they go. So I tried all the current events, and as I said, Israeli struck at Iran. Yes, it's the pollen. I've been in and out this morning. I tend to go outside, excuse me. I tend to go outside because I like to have my coffee and watch the sunrise. It's one of the few idiocies that I got to pick up in the military because I was always up before sunrise. It didn't matter if I was traveling. Didn't matter if I was in the barrack. Didn't matter how much rank I had. I could always watch the sunrise. So I got used to it. Grab my coffee, go out to the patio and watch the news. And, on my little phone, I watched, trying to catch up. And it's really cute. The neighbors, I don't think know what to do with me. I've been here almost 11 years, and I'm still a high-end neighbor. I just don't trust people. I've got messages waiting, so I can do that later. I do have live stream on, I think. Let's check on that. Yeah, live stream is on, guys. Come see me. I need the algorithms to go up I'm a hippie. I've got time. I'm gonna be here all week. Of course, that ends tomorrow, but what can you do? I miss seeing my granddaughter. I miss seeing my daughter-in-law. I miss seeing my son. My son seeing my grandson. I'm going to send him a nicely worded email if he doesn't show his sorry I messed up this way. The boy don't live a half a mile from me. My son lives 2 miles from me. It's ridiculous. And my son's out and he's doing his major work, so I know what is going on there. And of course, my daughter-in-law is the same as the rest of us were. When you finally hit Friday, you've got Saturday to get all the laundry and things cleaned up and get the house cleaned up. And if you're lucky, you can run it really early to the grocery store, get everything you need, get back and maybe watch one or two things before you're on your feet, making dinner, get ready for Monday. I mean, it's just, it's never ending. So I try not to bother her doing that. Everybody loves Raymond thing because I believe you should have your own space, and I want her to have her own space. I must have picked the country mist from the 80s, or 90s rather. I'm hearing a lot of Bon Jovi and AC/DC, and not that that's not my music, but I also like country rock, the new country. I even like the old country. I love Patsy Cline. The fun thing with this thing is that you can turn the TV down, and on this you can ask Google to play you a specific song. Well, now you have to register to do that. Basically, if you want to ask for a specific artist or song, but they will say we don't, you can't do that unless you're on YouTube Premium, and she'll send me to a station that plays that type of music, and I love that. So I sit here and do karaoke in the afternoon. Got to get out of the house. Please hit subscribe, hit like, hit the old lady. I don't care. Come here, I'll serve you. We have plenty of drinks. Um, Actually, my husband would disagree with that strongly, and I suppose my son would too. So just get you a snifter, as my mom and daddy call. I got a snifter right there because I'm tired. We have a lot of cats, both inside and out, and we're too kind, and we spend a fortune on them. And we just saved one, and I think y'all heard me say how much that cost. It's $1,000 before they even look at the animal, $7 to $1,000, and they want that up front. They're not playing. Yeah, I guess you can get your cat and not pay it, or get your dog, whatever. Okay. Yeah, they're good. I love the AC/DC. I saw them so many times, and I love how the guitarist does that skip thing. He used to think, "Oh my God, his head's gonna fall off." Great guys, great guys. I hear a lot of they're playing thunder. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, they were you were a group if you did this." And no, you were just part of the background, and you did. I did security, believe it or not, and probably why they had me do it because nobody would believe it. But that gave us instant backstage. I could walk and wander and check through there anytime I wanted. I check. I did. That was my job. And no, we didn't have tasers. And luckily, I was a karate expert. So even at 5'2", underestimate me, please. And it just makes my day. So I had a lot of fun in the 80s and 90s. And then they changed it. You couldn't drink, you couldn't smoke. I don't think you can even have a lighter in there now. I quit. I mean, that was enough for me. I'm done. That's not a concert. I don't know what you're going to do with 40,000 folk up in there sober to watch this. And most of my generation quit instantly going, there's no fun in going out and sitting in the chair. They don't want you to stand up and down. They don't want you to hit a lighter. They don't want, no. I don't know what, is the Philharmonic? I mean, yeah, I've dressed up and gone to the ballet and so forth. That's a different environment. But a rock concert is a rock concert. Just saying. So I had a lot of fun in the 80s and 90s. Worked my butt off, but I still had time for fun, water parks and all the above. Then I'm 65 and I'm like, are you nuts? I'll never be able to hear again. And I was right in front where the speakers were back then. And you come out and everybody be talking so loud you could hear them down the street, and somebody would answer you. You're like, oh shit. It's not like that. Now they get another tablet. It's sad to me is just a little bit sad. So and I've wasted 10 minutes on me, mine, and ours. But I truly got up here this morning and I said, "Oh my God, I have nothing to say or talk about." Again, Israel hit. I think it was oil depot, the oil depots, whatever they are. Don't quote me on that because I had to go to like 4 channels to find out if they did anything. It's been a week since Iran launched 350 missiles. And it's been a week of us here in the UN, NATO, and American stupidity of you can't do that. Where were they 2 days ago or a week ago? Where were they? Where was the outrage? Where were they saying, "Hey, you all said you wanted a ceasefire. What you doing?" No, that's not what we heard. We heard and saw them dancing in the streets, throwing the weapons up in the air, shooting, throwing up fireworks. They were happy we've been. Oh yeah, that was the Iranians. Do we want some more in the country? Sure. We didn't get enough shit on 9/11. Wake the hell up. I mean, that stuff makes me so mad. There cannot be that many sleeping, idiotic, untrained people. And then I go to McDonald's trying to get a hamburger that you can't eat. They didn't get it right. You don't want to be a Karen and go back and tell them because they're not going to do anything. They're now all special people. I got news for them. Life is special. They gonna find that out. I don't care how much of an attitude they got, how much they think they're making, how much better than they think we are or they are. And as far as racism, holy Hannah. I know we're not supposed to talk about that, but I've seen a lot of racism. But it wasn't white racism. Well, it was white racism, but it was coming from black people, African Americans, or as several who have stepped forward who are African Americans said, "Stop it, knock it off. We're all Americans. We're all beings of Earth. That's it. We don't want a Black History Month. We don't want you going around burning down police stations. We don't know what's wrong with you. Those statues stood there for 500 years now. Whatever. We don't want you to remove them. You did. Knock it off." But not even will they listen to their peers. So it's disheartening in some ways. It's disheartening in many ways. I'm seeing parents being abused, children being abducted. I am not, however, seeing the largest volcano in Italy go off, or did it stop? Can't find out. Uh, did we have how many earthquakes at Yellowstone 2 weeks ago? Anybody? Yeah, I don't know either. I couldn't find out a damn thing. And I went on geophysical. I went on all the sites. Couldn't find nothing. It's almost as if they're going, okay, dig faster. The bunker has got to get finished. They know something's coming down the pike. I don't know what. I got a problem with the fact that we have, most people don't even know about the new Madrid Fault or the Cascadian Line. The Cascadian Line is just off the coast of California. And if it goes, there's no more California. It will take out Oregon. It'll come that far. It'll take them out. And it won't be a 15-foot wave. No, a couple 100 foot. That's the Cascadia. That's the danger for them. It's a kind of area where the soil will slip. And when it does, it creates this thing. And then when more soil will slip because the other did. So you've got concurrent tsunamis and more kinetic energy going to those. Everybody goes, "Oh, it's the San Andreas. San Andreas. San Andreas is a pissant." Check out New Madrid. Look it up. Tell me if you can't find it. I'll throw it there. The New Madrid will say it runs through the United States. And if it continues to do what it's doing, it will not just divide the United States, it will swallow half of the United States right up the middle. The New Madrid and the Cascadia fault line are of more worry, and more damage can be done by those two faults than if you had 4 San Andreas faults. And people know the San Andreas, the 86 earthquake, and so forth. Mexico got hit. But that's not the ones they got to worry about. They also have to worry about the fact that there's thousands of little bitty earthquakes going on at Yellowstone. If Yellowstone erupts, it's an ELE, an end of life event. There's no stopping it. You can't stop it. You might be able to move some of the people, but it's going to be so bad that it's just going to be bad. I don't even want to get into how bad it's going to be. Look it up, make that decision yourself. So we don't want none of those going, and they're all going. So I'm looking frantically to find this out. Nothing. They didn't want to talk about that stuff. They wanted to talk about if Trump was still in court. Did Trump win the last verdict? You know, is this judge dirty? Is that DA dirty? Well, you show me one in Atlanta, Georgia that's clean, and I will kiss your ass on Main Street and I will sell tickets. That's how serious I am. You show me one that's not corrupt. Anyone in Atlanta, show me one. I dare you. Get your little calculators out and find that out. This is a very corrupt and evil world we live in. People seem to have forgotten that they were beheading people on the sands, that ISIS did this on live television. David Perlman was taken. And he was one of the first to be beheaded. He was just a journalist. He was there when it all went down. He didn't go over there and say, "Hey." No, he was there already. He was already reporting. There wasn't a war then. And they captured him. And he was one of the first who died by beheading on live TV. They put him in orange jumpsuits to imitate our orange jumpsuits in jail. People seem to have forgotten that, man. They forgot that the plane went down in Philadelphia. They forgot the plane that went into the Pentagon. No, it's just 9/11 is the two towers. Well, another tower went down, by the way. It was built in 7. Look that up. You will find some very fascinating information if you do. Look up what the engineers have said about the towers coming down the way they did, including Building 7 that was nowhere near any epicenter. It would have got dusted like you saw those folks. It wasn't in danger, however, nothing hit it. Yeah, explain that, Batman. This is why my friend the senator used to say, "Hush, you're gonna get shot, pea brain piss ants." Sometimes you just gotta say it like it is. What the hell? Today's a clean day. I know the cheering section is on. I love that part. They don't actually work, but they do cheer me on. I used to sit on a set of head. Well, I have earphones because Robert has turned into a grandfather who doesn't like loud music. I still like mine blowing my hair back. I'm younger, and he's cranky. And I said, well, it's going to be a great day out there today. We're supposed to hit 90 today. What the hell happened, spring? Just asking for a friend. It went from 40s at night to 73 at night and 98 during the day. Bam, bam. Overnight again. Said this last year. No, we had no spring. We had very little winter. I mean, we had some temperatures that would drop to hurt plants, but it didn't freeze. But I think 2 nights. Another reason to love the South. Or you're going, something's up with the fracking weather. The fracking weather, that's fracking, guys, by the way, trying to keep it a little cleaner, has not changed so much since I was a child. Again, we had Bozo in a window. And he'd open that window and then throw a bucket of water on it. And we got cold rain today. Everybody watched Bozo in the morning. We liked the cartoons. My favorite was Yosemite Sam, which apparently that's not apropos for students nowadays. I think that's up to the freaking parents to decide that crap, not you. You're indoctrinating these kids, and I'm so fed up with it. I got a 12-year-old granddaughter who's now going through. My son, my daughter-in-law, my grandson all fought through the South's disgusting, what they call schools. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I don't know where they're putting that federal money, except, well, maybe Chuck Fanny's mattress. So I couldn't resist. She keeps a lot of money in there. It ain't hers, but she keeps it in there. She'll pay cash. I love how they moved the salary for the boyfriend down from $960,000, which is nearly $1 million, to 365. I don't know what happened to the other 500,000, but that's yeah. People forgot about that already. The judge didn't excuse himself or recuse himself from the office. He's still there, she's still there, but they don't want the boyfriend there. That's nice. Made a lot of money. Although they can change that number around all they want to, because they have the. This is the other thing that annoys the heck out of me. One of the things that I found that I watched every morning before I went out to work or school, whatever I was doing, was the news. That was the thing. Was the news. Parents didn't send it down to me. I had parents who were World War IIs, so it's a little different in my house. Mama stayed home. She took care of the kids. You came home. You put on play clothes. You got back home. Just that street light came on if you were smart. Nowadays, I don't have to worry about where their kid is. Anybody want to know why? Show a hand. Oh, I got this one. Yeah, they got the tablet, the phone, and they got to talk to everybody that just was at school at. My mother used to have a fit. Well, my father was worse. He'd see you on the phone. Get off that phone. Get off the phone. There was no, who are you talking to? What are you talking about? It was, get off that phone. And you better get off the phone. We have one phone. It used to be fun watching everybody run to the phone so you get there first. Mother used to die laughing. She thought that was so. She didn't run. It's the kids. Little dial, Yeah, it took 14 minutes just to dial that fucker. I was so happy when they got the touch tone. It was so cool because Mom and Daddy had a touch tone on the wall. On the wall, it wasn't sitting on a table, it wasn't black. It had this huge cord you could move. Love that thing. And then one of the things I asked for Christmas, you couldn't ask for really anything, but they give you a wish list if you wanted. You weren't going to get it, but you could ask. You got winter clothes for Christmas. That's what you got. So I said, I'd really love my own. And then back then it was the princess phone, the pink princess phone with touch buds. I got it for Christmas. Missed a few clothes, but that and go-go boots were the only two things I ever recall asking for. And I was already I was 9 going on 10. So, of course I remember those days. And they tried. They did a good job as far as I'm concerned. They kept us fed as well as they could. They didn't have food stamps. They grew their own gardens. The neighbors grew their own gardens. They had 15 fruit trees. They canned that stuff. They preserved that stuff. And so in the middle of December, your mom's in there making a strawberry bundt cake. I mean, because she had it already. She had to go to the store because they could never afford it to do so. We got milk because they stopped making milk deliveries. I remember the milk coming to the door with the little paper caps. You remember those? And I've always been earlier. I just always brought the milk in. And then they couldn't deliver it anymore. And you had to go get it. So you had milk and you had bread. And most of the time she didn't send you for bread because Dad wouldn't eat it. That was so cool now that I think about it. When I was younger, I didn't. Dad didn't eat that shit. He said, no, it ain't bread. What the hell it is? It ain't bread. He was right. He was totally right. So Mom was always, and even I knew how to make bread, biscuits at the time. But then I went away, into the military and all that. And I grabbed a kid, got a passport, ran him around with me. So I forgot all those things, even though I had, this is the other thing they don't offer. The kids don't have home ec. We had home ec. So you had sewing, you had cooking for the girls, you had wood shop and mechanics for the boys. So, and it was important to know those things. And now, if something happens, an EMP pulse knocks out all, say, an EMP pulse, depending on how big it is and how powerful it is, kills anything electronic. It burns it up. You cannot wait and unplug it and plug it back in. It's no good. So they can take you out, especially communications and so forth and so on. I reckon that the war rooms still keep a landline. So I got rid of our landline in the early 90s. It was like nobody's calling. We're not calling. Get rid of it. At $50 a month. At my bell. Yeah, we had my bell until they said, "Oh, you can't. You're too big. You got to break up." And it was AT&T, and there was this, that, and the other. Yeah. Wonder if they were part subsidiaries of my bell. And another one for you. There was a pharmaceutical company that was working on something that they wanted to offer their people for pain or whatever it was. I can't recall. And in any event, they asked for prisoners from the Germans to experiment on. And they would send them several hundred, and they'd die. Then they'd say, "I need some more." And they'd send them, and they'd die. And do you know what that company is now called? Show of hands. Anybody? Come on. Anybody? Bayer. Bayer. You know, your lovely Bayer Asmus. That's who that company is. And I knew that. And I have never bought or purchased anything that says Bayer on it. You couldn't pay me to do it. These guys murdered thousands of women. God knows what they were trying to invent. But they murdered a lot of women. And I also don't know why it was just women. It's just women. Now that's your bear company of today. And what the hell, you know, you in Huntsville it was all German. They brought all of them over here, got them nice new houses, gave them jobs that were, you know, huge pays that the Americans couldn't get because the Germans had to go visit Huntsville. I dare you. Ask about that. Ask about Operation Paperclip. They get rid of you, but you can ask it. See, I don't care doing my own thing today this morning. I couldn't even find any videos. I said, well, I'll drop a few videos this time, see how that works. I couldn't find any I wanted to drop. I found a few I wanted to throw off my TV, but you know, you can only do so much. And I said, screw them. I'm not going down that. I'm not going to go down that way. This is social Woodstock. I don't need to drop it, any video to know that the world is screwed up. It's not just us. I have no idea why Canada is screwing up so bad, but I do know that I noticed a change when I was IT at Bluebird. And Bluebird makes all of your buses. All of your school buses come from Bluebird here in Georgia, Middle Georgia. And so I worked IT back then. And I had ordered flat screens, done all that. And these guys have a lot of money, I'll tell you that. And they're not broken up. They're not made to be something else. The other thing I saw, besides these companies getting bigger, was a lot of the big companies work hand in hand with somebody else. Now, when I was at uh, Bluebird, suddenly they cut the Canadian factories down. They closed them, and I knew then something was coming down the pike, and that was 2006. And I said, "Holy hell, it's coming!" And it has. They've moved even the operators for IT to India. I love it when they say they're Chuck. Hi, I'm Daphne. Yeah, sure you are. You don't have no accent. We can't count to that. My other thing was the Levi Strauss company. They moved to Mexico 30 years ago. If you if you can find something made in America, buy four of them because there's very little that's made in America. It'll say from China, Taiwan, Korea. You know. but it's not made in America. Check every look. I did this as an experiment. I wandered through Walmart looking at stuff that I like to get, certain lines. They were all from either Taiwan or China. Both had like basically the entire Walmart line covered. Not that the Walmart line should not fire their dresser, but or whoever orders things there. But yeah, it sucks, and I can see my bruise. I had I just I wake up kind of with things. I forget I'm going on 65, and in this particular case, I stood up, and what I did, I hit the corner of an iron shelf, that's a filigree shelf that I bought for the kitchen. That sucker didn't move. I went right back to the floor. This is cool. I'll just tell you. I had this goose egg on my head, so I switched my hair and I covered that. And then I forgot a couple times I was doing makeup. I was like, I can cover this with makeup. So hopefully it doesn't show up on TV, because if it does, I swear to God, my husband will beat me up. It's so cute. I was watching some of those again. They fascinate me. How these people are told, you're trespassed, you're drunk, you've been here 7 hours. We know you're drunk, you can't stand up. So you're going to get you a hotel. You say 2 blocks away. We will drive you. They end up going to jail. They're spitting in the officer's face. They're screaming and screaming. Oh, the screaming. You got to mute it. I had no idea people could scream that loud just for to be screaming, because somebody needs to help them. They can't breathe. They're breaking their arm. I guess they all think that George Floyd, if they do that enough, they'll get away with it. They did get away with it. They didn't take the opportunity that the officers gave them and said, I'm going to end you. They didn't take the opportunity. Um, I've seen a lot of it, and I don't mean to say that there's anything wrong with being an immigrant. It's hard to be in another country and obey their laws. Oops, and know their what's going on. Get a job, how to speak, second language. But that's not what people are doing. I, f- I used to think I'd feel sorry for New York, San Francisco, and all them. Not so much. They get They should get that place scoured like locusts hit it. I feel sorry for the people of San Francisco, but I'd like to see Nancy's home razed to the ground when the locusts got done chewing. Now the thing is to try to figure out how to get them all out. And they know the law. This is the thing I thought was so cool. They knew before they got here that there were squatters' rights, and I thought it was pretty up on the law. I'm not a lawyer. I heard this, and I was like, squatters' rights. We don't have such a thing. You can't just move in a house and take it over, and they can and do. And the one of the at times the owner went to jail. They took the owner to jail. I don't even know how they could charge him, but they took the owner and left the 15 migrants that were here illegally to tear up the house. And that's what they did. They knock out. If they think they have to leave on their way, they're breaking windows, they're tearing doors off. Yeah, oh yeah, using claw hammers on the floor, rolled up the carpets, threw them out, set them on fire. I mean, they break it down to the walls. I mean, the outside walls. There is nothing left of the house. If they find out they have to leave, they destroy the place. Same thing with that billionaire's home that supposed to be sold so New York can add it to the Medicaid fund. I love that line. It's so cute. It's so cute. We know that's what they're going to do that night. Nobody was going to the Bahamas there. We leave that for Fanny in Atlanta. We wouldn't want her to miss anything. She'd need to get some of that cash out of that bed. She might not be able to sleep as well because it's probably pretty lumpy. Ah, miss my lip entirely. Ah. Mm. Sometimes I need a stiffener. I keep going on about certain subjects that may indeed get me shot. It's a fast way to go. Again, I keep putting up here that we talk about anything, everything. I'm not afraid of it. I don't think they're afraid of a little old housewife who's doing Woodstock. It's the same thing as Joe Rogan, any of the other podcasts that I've seen, and I like it. I have a lot to do to turn my place into a studio. So I'm asking everybody, even though we all know it's for entertainment purposes only, but I'm asking for more viewers to hit the like, hit the subscribe, because then I can start doing it as a real studio, not just a room that nobody goes in. Yeah, it's a whole different thing when you have a studio. I'm not sure how I'm going to run all that, but I have friends who might have an idea if I see them. So, and then I'm sure you'll probably be tired of listening to me talk. By the hell, I'm tired of listening to me talk. I don't even know anymore at this point who's seen it because I'm so busy that by even last night I looked at my watch and it was quarter till 11. Get down. That's one of our guests. Yeah, yeah, Tommy's in the chair. We have another bar chair, and they're full of cats. Get down, fur baby, get down. She named him Fur Baby and Snowball. What is Heart Lynx or something? I can't recall. But he didn't. He wasn't born with a tail. He's jumped over. Good boy, baby, and he's jumped over there. He's tiger striped, but his face is different. The nose, kind of like if you look at a smaller, like puma, something like that. They have the smoother nose, but it flares out a little bit as it comes out. Whereas the other cats don't have that feature. The tufts in the ears and missing the tail. They're not born with a tail. I do not understand what that is. That's why I thought bobtail cat. It is possible. He's a beautiful cat. And he's a talker. Yeah, you'll tell this up to him. He's looking at me. And he's a sweetie. He's a sweet. They both are. The other one she calls Snowball, which is our, uh, oh God, Pixie sister. And when they team up, they're unstoppable. And I saw two kittens yesterday. I haven't told my husband because we're already so stretched. And I may try a GoFundMe page. I would love to get some feedback on that. If you guys think that a GoFundMe page would be a good idea, if nothing else, we'll run the shelter. It's not that. I mean, we have space. It's that we have no budget, no income left because my husband even gave up his CDL. He promised me he wouldn't drive anymore. And because I've gotten worried, he's 69, will be 69. None of us can get out of life alive. And he's worried about it as well. Now, mind you, we both had a couple cancer scares. Yeah, I've had 6 surgeries. Um, I was lucky. The last time I fought, I wasn't as lucky. So I had a lot of damage. And so that was hard to deal with. I refused to take chemo. And I wouldn't take radiation either. So they had one operation, which was do the operation. So, I mean, the operation came out well as far as that's concerned. But then they wanted to put me on hormones for the rest of my life, and I'd had enough. Good. You keep those. I'll just go through the menopausal thing by myself. God, I was wrong. Take the freaking pills. I backed away from it because I had taken for the rest of my life. And I was like, I'm tired. I don't want to take your pills. I have been learning instead, and everybody should have that book. I can't remember the name of it, but either look it up on Google or send me a comment, live line, anything, and I'll tell you what the author's name is. So forth. I'll drop a link. This book, I'll give you an example. If you take dandelion, render it down, make a tincture of it, which a tincture is just like you take however many types of herbs that you want in a specific thing to aid someone, and you burn it down and you burn it down until it's like a syrup, and then you put it in the bottles, put a little eyeglass topper on it, and that's what you use, the eyedropper. And dandelion is stronger. if you do it right, I suppose. I haven't tried it, but I'm about to. It's stronger than morphine. And they say there is nothing stronger than morphine. The pharmaceutical companies know what is and what isn't. That's what they give you. Aspirin's from an aspen tree. Break the branch, take the middle of the bark out, some of a little lime, chew on it, swallow it, whatever. You don't have a headache because it's what aspirin is. It's what aspirin is. Oh, God knows what they coat it with. That's what's killing us. That and the poisoned food, the poisoned meat, the poisoned milk. They have poisoned the entire food source of us, of the civilian population. Even they're just all around the world have been poisoning people for decades. And it's getting harder for them to do that because of this right here. Because we can get out there and we can tell social media, don't eat this crap. It's got 15 poisons in it. They wear a hazmat suit just to pick it up. If you got to wear a hazmat suit when you are harvesting your crop, nobody should be eating your crop. Nobody. Burn it down. You don't need to be doing this. And on top of that, 3/4, if not more, of the family farms that had been run by families for hundreds of years were taken mainly by Bill Gates with his $300 billion bunker. And I still find that laughable. Oh, yeah, you'll live a little longer. What to do? What you going to do when that shit runs out? You going to climb out? And that's supposing the people with the email detectors didn't suss you out first. What you gonna find? You're gonna find a world that's destroyed. So what you gonna eat when you get up there? It's not growing. Ain't nobody picking it. Ain't nobody planting it. You've been an ostrich with your head in the sand, and you climb a set of ladders, and you think, "Oh yeah, that's everywhere." Nothing. Nothing. Do you still, if you find some water, you find a stream of water, do you boil it? Can you drink it? Do they ask those questions before they get in the bunker? No, they don't. They're special people, special idiots. There's a reason Jesus said it was harder for a rich man to be placed through the eye of a needle than it would be to reach heaven. That's pretty graphic. You're not sticking nothing but a thread in. If you're lucky, you get that thread, you know. But it was a good analogy, and yet people don't hear. Oh, we go to church. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You go to a false church, you listen to a false preacher, and you go home and you're, it's Sunday. No. Does anybody know how many times we've changed calendars or which calendar is correct? Do anybody? Why do we have leap years? Because we have to reset this calendar. The whole calendar's off. Why? Why? Look that one up. Get back to me. I'm not going to give you the answer to that one. Look it up. Get back to me. And yeah, there's been several calendars. And I'm not even going to tell you the one we settled on that we use now. Uh, there's just, there's so much evidence that they have hidden for several thousand years, especially about the monolithic places that still stand. Baalbek in Lebanon, Sacsayhuaman in Peru, Machu Picchu in Peru. I mean, they're all over the world. I love how Japan really did not want us to know they had them because they put earth up there and trees. You cannot distinguish a pyramid shape. You can cover all you want, but it's obvious it's there. They found one in Antarctica because the ice has been melted. A lot of people use Google Maps. Now, I have no idea how Google Maps caught that one, but they did. And people looked it up and they zoomed in and they zoomed in and they zoomed in and they zoomed in again and said, holy crap, that's a pyramid. And it's 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers. Now, if y'all know what 2 clicks means, anybody? Oh, come on. I know y'all got around. 2 clicks is just short of a mile. Okay, it's a few feet short of a mile. So you might as well say 2 miles, 2 miles, 2 miles. That's a lot of space. If you don't think so, it's a lot of space, and that would make it much bigger than the one at Cairo. Again, I asked one day, did anybody know what Cairo meant in any language? I got time. Anybody? Huh? Map. It means Mars camp, camp of Mars. That's what it means. Can you find a word for pyramid in Hindi, in Spanish, French? No, you can't. Not in any language on this planet can you find pyramid described as anything else. It's always a pyramid, flat out. It's a pyramid. And I found that interesting. There were other things I wanted you guys to throw in here. And I can't do this channel. I can't keep my channel if y'all don't come in and like and subscribe. Or tell me just, I don't like you. Tell me that you would rather talk about something else, or I don't want you because you're an idiot. Whatever. You know, get to me. Talk to me. I'm up here in bruises and no sleep, and I'm talking to you. At least I'm trying. I want social media to take off. This is social Woodstock. It's still free speech. And it's going to change on a dime. It will change on a dime. What you going to do when you can't use money? Because they don't give money out anymore. What would you do? Would you use the plastic card that says you got money? Sure you will. So it's not going to be this jackbooted IRS Nazi thing going on. They're going to knock on your door and get your money. No. They're going to give you a card from your bank. And if you try to spend it any other way, they're going to go, eh. You're not going to be able to go cash back. Yeah. They're getting rid of the money. They're getting rid of a lot of things. A lot. There's an area and I'm running out of time. There's an area in the Grand Canyon that a Mr. Kincaid found who was working for the Smithsonian. He saw a cave. He had climbing gear. He went ahead and pitched his boat up and everything because he wanted to break. And he wanted to see what this big cave entrance was about. And this was back in the late, I think, 1800s, early 1900s. So he pops up there with a lantern and some rope, and he finds huge caves, cave after cave after cave after cave. And this one would be full of Egyptian. This one would be full of Hindu. This one is Buddhist. This one, what the hell? Did they tell the population? Well, he did. He went to the local newspaper and told them what he found. His main mistake was that he also alerted his bosses, who happened to be the Smithsonian. I've been to the Smithsonian, you would believe. And that's just the first of us to see. Believe me, this one before. They signed, I didn't sign a non-disclosure freaking. No, come for me. I didn't sign shit to say I wouldn't say that. There's many, many floors beneath the Smithsonian for fact. I can tell you that for an ever-loving fact. Oh yeah, everybody talks about the 52 miles of records underneath the Vatican. Boy, they got some shit. But so does the Smithsonian. And they ended up, this Mr. Kincaid, he just vanished. Nobody ever heard from him again. Not his family, his friends, his dog, nothing. So I give you a clue? Yeah. And they suppressed the newspaper. I think there was one, maybe two more stories, basically where it was located and stuff. And he didn't want to give that information because he worked for the Smithsonian. They were going to excavate it, so he didn't want people all over the site. God knows, I hope he got to live his life, but he sure didn't get to live his life with his family. He's disappeared off face of the earth. And there are many stories like that. But a morgue is kept. We called it the morgue. I'm an old newspaper person. I carry a press badge for the rest of my life. I just haven't found anything press worthy. They're lied to you anyway. with the other guy mess with. I'm old. Uh, but yeah, why would they put it there? That's a darn good reason. A good question. Why would they stop anyone from investigating? And they didn't investigate this. And this is it's off limits for even pilots to fly in there. To even fly in there, they will not do it. Because Scott Wolter is another good guy I like. He hired a plane, I mean, a helicopter, and thought, well, at least I could see if there's, this opening or whatever. No, he couldn't, because there's a flight path. And if they deviate from that, they could be shot down. At least their license would be taken at the very least, and so forth. These pilots were scared stupid. They would not go in there. They wouldn't even go close to in there because he had a zoom camera. And so they veered out and turned around, went back. These you can't take pictures of that. So what are they hiding in there? What are they hiding in the many, many floors under it? What's the Vatican hiding with 52 miles? Do we really want to know? I've heard stories of, back to the ETs, of them being given during Eisenhower's reign. And that's why he said, please don't militarize your police department. Stop that. No, well, that's too late. Have you seen him? I used to call them jack-witted Nazis in the 90s. Now they're black with these shields. I can't blame them. I would be too. It's sad. It's not the world I grew up in, and the world that became that. I was always trying to catch up, keep a kid fed, pay a bill. This happened to my entire generation. We were the hippies saying love, peace, no war. We were the hippies that died at Kent State because we tried to give you a flower and you shot us and killed us on campus without a weapon. We're the guys that were calling for 911 in Waco, and you guys were coming through with tanks. We're the guys at Ruby Ridge. They called for help while they killed the wife and baby she was holding. Don't forget, you didn't see this in the newspapers. What you saw was poor George Floyd. And I didn't know, no, a cop shouldn't do this. And I've been watching there several times. I've seen cops do things that are completely wrong. They've slammed little 90-pound girls. They've taken them and jerked them out of the car. She's 18 years old. She's never been stopped. They grabbed this kid and out of her car. She's complying. She's getting her driver's license and insurance while her head is turned, and the window's down. They told her to roll all the way down. She did. And they reached in, opened it, and had this girl in 5 seconds and slammed her in the dirt, on concrete, in the snow, because she was resisting showing who she was. She wasn't. I watched that clip. And her father comes up, and they try to make all kinds of excuses of how bad she treated this cop. And there just so happened to be, that's just his body cam. There happened to be surveillance at that place, and it caught the entire thing. This girl had she was not discreet. She was doing everything she could to comply. And within 30 seconds of this stop, this officer had this girl out on the ground, standing on her back, shoving her face with his other hand into the concrete to make sure she could get hurt. I saw another one that tased a girl they didn't think was moving fast enough, and the taser pin stuck in her. Her entire back swelled like an inch out. I've never seen such damage. And they threw her in the car. And she's screaming, "God, my God, oh my God." And so finally they lift her shirt up and go, "Oh, yeah, you got a little swelling for her shirt now. Slam her back again." So, yeah, they're so dirty cops. And I didn't think I'd say that after what we've all been through. I guess they want some more shit to burn down. Maybe they want them to go ahead and close another precinct and, light it on fire. I don't know. If you ask me, the world's on fire. Get up here. Talk to me. I know y'all are out there and you're not scared of this. You're not. You need to get with each other. All of us do. We need to get with each other and say, hey, we've taken a couple hundred years of this. It's enough. Who came here? Who settled from Europe? Come on, you had it in high school, you had it in grade school. We called them pilgrims. The Native Americans fed them, get them through the first winter, and taught them how to get ready for the next winter so they didn't starve, which was to their detriment because they started handing out smallpox blankets. But anyway, I digress. There's no generation that hasn't had slavery and genocide. And the religious centers are the worst things on this planet. They have waded through blood that's way over their head. I don't know what's going on with Pope Francis. The man disappeared from the balcony, watched it with my own two eyes. They didn't say beam me up, Scotty. There were no little moans. The man turned around, was gone. That was it. He turned around, was gone. Yeah, I didn't hear a darn thing about that. Nothing. I haven't even seen a clip of that. I looked for one. That's not there. Who the hell is the Pope then? Who's running that puppet show? There's a lot more questions than there are answers. Who wants to be 82, then did 49, 50 years of lying to the people in politics so that they are, of course, a master of politics? Son's corrupt as the dad, and they've got proof. But hopefully they'll finish up with the trial. I don't hold much breath, but we know they have the proof. Yet they didn't go after him. They went after Trump day after day after day, and then again another day, every day. I've never seen any press reporter be so rude, condescending, and ask questions that were A, lies, B, insults, and C, didn't have an answer because it didn't happen. Now, if I'd have been president when they got out of jail, they would not have been coming back because I would have made sure Secret Service, if anybody I pointed at, I didn't like them, Secret Service would take them out and they wouldn't come back. Now, I don't know why former President Trump took all that grief. He was a good president. I didn't vote for him. I don't vote for nobody. Electoral College votes that shit in. Look it up. Our country's in danger of not being a country anymore. And I don't think people see that. They're all so busy. I didn't see a lot of it. I didn't think Reagan was a good president. Turned out he was. He was. And he also tried to warn us that we were not alone. He put things together. He put Star Wars together for a reason. Those things they're not hitting Earth. They're not pointing at Earth. They're pointing at the skies. So he knew something was coming down the pike. He tried to tell us, y'all need to gather yourselves together and be Earthlings, be humanity, be human, because you never know. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. They say there are 27 different species on this planet, and they're allowed to take so many people. Have you heard how many people are disappearing? Have you heard about how many Alaskan kids and even people, grown men and women, are just gone? There's a reason for that. Wake up. I see a lot of us podcasters screaming, wake up. Yeah. Slap him again, slap him one more time in case he missed the first two. So, I have to go. My timing is up. I want you guys to come join me. Tickle the bell. If you don't like what I'm saying, put it in the comments. We'll discuss it. You can see whatever you want on this channel. I also restricted it so that no children can see the channel. It's just us adults. Come and see me. Come talk to me. I know you guys have the same questions that I do. Why does the government get to do this? Why does the government get to step down, throw kids out of an elementary school, and put in Hispanics that walked across the Rio Grande? Really? Because the parents couldn't protest this. They go to jail. Believe me, I protested. They could have took me to jail. I got out and protested again. I'm stubborn. But yeah, I'm on my last 30 seconds, I see. Oh, that which means I have a lot of work to do. I love you guys. Please know that you are so appreciated by me. I mean, you're great. You're just great. You're not afraid. I need more of you. Share, show your friends, like, subscribe. You can take it off later if you don't like it. If you don't like me, cuss me out in the comments. I'll have fun with that. I think you would too. There's only one person I emulate that I think is great, and I can't say emulate, but I admire her greatly, and that's Lady C. She's from from Castle Gorn, and I love her. She's 5 years older, I think, than me, but I just adore her. And like me, she very rarely drops any video. We just get up and say, "This is nuts. Knock it off. Don't you people see this?" But for the rest of the time, we try to be a little more uplifting and not give a lecture. For me, it's been disappointing. I thought I would see a lot of people saying, I've, opened that window. I've had enough and I'm not taking this shit anymore. So I'm still waiting for you guys to find me. And I'm not leaving. I'm just not. And I'm not changing anything on this channel. This channel is for those who wish to speak and find the truth. I don't care where the truth lands us. I don't. We want the truth. Let's go find it before they say you can't have that anymore. And in the meantime, guys, be safe. Know you're loved, you're adored, and I look forward to every one of you. I would say God bless, but they don't like that much, so I'm going to have to go with toodles.